Emily, are you even listening? I asked, staring across the table. She didn't look up from her phone. Yeah, sure. Her voice was flat, her eyes fixed on the glowing screen. What did I just say then? She sighed, finally putting the phone down. Why does it matter? You always ask the same things. Work, bills, dinner. I heard you. That's not true. I was asking if you wanted to go away this weekend. Just the two of us. You know, like we used to. Do we have to talk about this now? She leaned back, arms crossed. I'm tired, okay? I swallowed the ache in my chest. I miss how things were. We don't even talk anymore. We're talking right now, aren't we? No, Emily, this isn't talking. This is you shutting me out. She rolled her eyes. You're overthinking again. Not everything has to be some deep conversation. Her words hit me harder than they should have. I stared at her, wondering when her laughter stopped sounding like music and turned into noise. Remember when we used to stay up all night? When you'd tell me everything that was on your mind? I asked softly. People change, okay? I'm not that girl anymore. And I'm not the guy you loved? Silence. I leaned forward. Answer me. Her jaw tightened. Don't put words in my mouth. The silence stretched, heavy and suffocating. Later that week, she dragged me to meet her friends. Hannah was the loudest of them. So this is the famous boyfriend, Hannah said with a smirk. The quiet one. You barely talk, don't you? I talk, I said, forcing a smile. Not much, though, she teased, glancing at Emily. How do you deal with that? Emily laughed. Not a soft laugh, but the kind that made me feel like the punchline. I don't mind, she said. I swallowed hard. I didn't know I was so boring. You said it, not me, Hannah shot back, grinning. The group laughed, and I laughed too, but it felt hollow. My chest burned, and all I wanted was for Emily to defend me. She didn't. On the way home, I asked, why didn't you say anything? About what? Hannah, the way she talks to me. You just sat there laughing. She was joking. Don't take it so seriously. Joking? She called me boring in front of everyone. Because you are quiet. What's the big deal? I gripped the steering wheel tighter. I wasn't always this quiet. I used to talk. To you. Then maybe I liked it better when you didn't, she muttered. The words cut deep. I bit my tongue, afraid if I spoke again I'd break. At night, I lay beside her in bed, staring at the ceiling. Emily, do you even love me anymore? I whispered. She didn't answer. Please, just tell me if you do. Still silence. I turned, my head. She was scrolling through her phone, glowing blue in the dark. You can't even look at me, I said. Her thumb kept moving. I'm tired of this, okay? Not every night has to be some emotional drama. Can't you just stop? Stop wanting you to love me? Stop making everything heavy. God, you're suffocating sometimes. I felt my throat tighten. Do you know what it feels like to lie next to someone who treats you like you're invisible? She locked her phone, finally meeting my eyes. Then maybe you should leave if it's that bad. Her words hung in the air, colder than the night itself. I stared at her, realizing she meant it. Or maybe she didn't. Maybe she was just tired of me asking. But in that moment, something broke inside me. I turned away, pressing my face into the pillow. Tears stung, but I refused to let them fall where she could see. The next morning, Hannah called while Emily was in the shower. The phone buzzed across the table, her name flashing. I answered. She's busy. Oh, it's you. Hannah's voice dripped with sarcasm. Listen, tell Emily we're meeting up tonight. No guys allowed. Got it, I said flatly. Good. Maybe she'll have some fun for once. Poor girl always looks so bored around you. My grip tightened around the phone. Is that what you think? That she's bored with me? Everyone thinks it, she chuckled. But hey, don't take it personally. Some people just don't match. Maybe she needs more than you can give. I hung up before she finished. When Emily came out, I asked, "Do you tell them you're bored with me?" She froze. "What?" Hannah said. "Oh, for God's sake, you're listening to her? She's just messing with you." "Is she?" "Because lately it feels like she's saying what you're too afraid to." She glared at me, towel in hand. "You always twist everything. Why can't you just drop it?" I stared at her, my voice breaking. "Because I can feel you slipping away, and you won't even admit it." She turned and walked out, leaving me standing there hollow. That night I sat alone in the dark, her laughter with Hannah echoing in my head. I realized something. Love isn't supposed to feel like silence. Love isn't supposed to feel like being erased. And yet, here I was, fading away, one unanswered question at a time. I heard her laughter through the thin bedroom door, light and sharp in a way I hadn't heard in years. "Stop it, Daniel," she whispered between giggles. My chest froze. "Daniel?" I pressed my ear closer. "No, he's asleep," she said. "He never notices anything. Honestly, he's so clueless." Clueless. She meant me. "Emily," I said, pushing the door open. She jumped, phone to her ear. "I'll call you back." Hanging up, she glared at me. "What the hell? Ever heard of knocking?" "I live here," I snapped. "Who were you talking to?" "A friend," she muttered. I stepped forward. "A friend named Daniel? You were laughing like a teenager in love. You're overreacting." She rolled her eyes. "It was just a joke." "No, Emily, I heard you. You said I don't notice anything. You said I'm clueless." Her lips curled. "You are." The words cut deeper than any knife. "So you admit it? You've been lying to me?" "Don't be dramatic. He's just someone who listens, unlike you." "Someone who listens? I've been begging you to talk to me for years." My voice shook. "Do you even care how it feels to sleep next to someone who treats me like a stranger?" She crossed her arms. "You smother me. You make everything heavy. With him I can breathe." I staggered back, my heart pounding. "So he makes you laugh, and I make you suffocate? That's it?" "Maybe," she said coldly. "You were never enough for me." The room spun. I gripped the dresser just to stay upright. "Say that again." "You heard me. You were never enough." Anger roared through me. "After everything I gave up for you, every late shift, every sacrifice, this is what I get?" She grabbed her phone. "I don't owe you an explanation." "Yes, you do." My voice cracked. "You don't get to throw me away like trash." Her eyes narrowed. "Then maybe you should leave. If you can't handle it, just go." "Leave? This is my home too." "Then stay and stop whining," she snapped. I couldn't breathe. My chest heaved as if the air itself was poisoned. "Emily, look at me. Do you remember when we promised to never give up on each other? Do you remember when I was the one you wanted?" She turned away. "That was a long time ago." My fists clenched, and Daniel replaced me. Her silence said everything. "Do you love him?" I asked. She didn't answer. "Do you love me?" My voice was barely a whisper. Still nothing. I laughed bitterly. Silence again. That's all I ever get from you. She started walking toward the door. "I'm done with this conversation." I blocked her path. "No, you don't get to walk away. Not this time." "Move. Tell me the truth first." Her eyes were ice. "Fine. The truth? I felt trapped with you. You're small, safe, predictable. I wanted more. Daniel gave me more. The ground fell away beneath me. So I was just a placeholder? Call it what you want." She shoved. "Past me, Emily!" I shouted. "You're throwing away years of us for some fling?" She turned back, her voice flat. "It's not a fling if it makes me happy. You never did." The words shattered me. I sank onto the bed, my body trembling. After everything, I wasn't enough. She didn't look back. The door slammed, and I was alone. I sat there for hours, staring at the empty space she left behind. My chest ached like it was caving in. Never enough, I whispered. The phrase burned into my skull, looping like a curse. I pressed my hands to my face, but the tears still came. I hated myself for crying, hated her for making me, hated the silence that swallowed the room once she was gone. For years, I thought silence meant peace. With her, silence became my prison. Tonight, it became my grave. The man I had been, the man who believed in her, died the moment she said I was never enough. "Pick up, man. Come on." Michael's voice echoed through my phone speaker for the 5th time that week. I didn't answer. I let it ring, staring at the cracks in my ceiling. When the call ended, I muttered to myself, "I don't have the strength." Another call buzzed seconds later. This time I answered. "Finally," Michael said. "Do you know how many times I've tried calling?" "I know." My voice sounded like gravel. I can't talk." "You've been ghosting everyone. What's going on?" "She left." The words fell heavy. "She said I was never enough." Silence on the line. Then Michael swore under his breath. "That's cold. After everything you did for her." "Don't," I cut in. "Don't defend me. Don't make me relive it." "I'm not defending you. I'm saying I don't want to hear it, please." Michael sighed. "Then what do you want?" "I want to disappear." "Hell no. You can't just—" "Rot away, come out, let's grab a drink." "I can't. I don't want people looking at me like I'm broken." "You are broken," he said bluntly, "but that's why I'm here." I hung up before I could break down again. Days blurred into nights. I stayed inside, curtains drawn, barely eating. My reflection in the mirror scared me. Sunken eyes, hollow cheeks. One night, digging through an old drawer, I found an envelope with my father's handwriting. My chest tightened as I unfolded the letter. "Son, if you're reading this, I might not be around anymore. Life is heavy and pain will come for you. But remember this, pain can break you or it can build you. The choice will always be yours." Whispered the words out loud. Pain can break you or it can build you. My throat burned. "Dad, what if I'm too weak?" The room was silent, but I imagined his voice answering, steady as always. "Then stand up anyway." I pressed the letter to my chest. I don't know if I can, but something inside me stirred. The next morning, Michael knocked at my door. "Open. Up, man," he called. "I know you're in there." I dragged myself to the door and cracked it open. He looked me up and down. "Jesus, you look like hell." "I feel worse," I admitted. "Then let me in before you collapse." We sat in silence for a while. Finally, he said, "So this is it? You're just going to let her destroy you?" "She already did." "No," Michael said firmly. "She broke your heart, not your life. Big difference. You don't get it. I gave her everything. I built my world around her." "And now that world is gone?" he said. "So build a new one," I scoffed. "Easier said than done. You think you're the first guy to get crushed like this?" His tone was sharp, but his eyes were kind. "The difference is whether you stay down or get up." I looked at the floor. "I don't even know who I am without her." "Then it's time you find out," Michael said. "For once, do something for you." His words echoed my father's letter. Pain can break you, or it can build you. That night, I sat on the floor with the letter again. "Dad," I whispered, "I don't want to beg for love anymore. Not from her. Not from anyone." The silence didn't feel like a prison this time. It felt like a decision. I clenched my fists. I'll rebuild. Even if it kills me, I'll rebuild. And for the first time in weeks, I believed it. "Up already?" Michael asked when he saw me jogging past his car one morning. "Couldn't sleep," I panted. "Figured I'd outrun the memories." "Good. Keep running. Maybe you'll finally burn the ghost out of your chest." I managed a thin smile. That's the plan. Weeks passed. I threw myself into workouts, long hours at the office, and anything that distracted me from her voice echoing in my head. At work, David cornered me after a meeting. "You're different lately," he said. "Less distracted. What changed?" I guess I got tired of being weak. He studied me for a moment. "Pain can bury a man or sharpen him. Looks like you chose sharp." "Trying to," I admitted. "Good. Because I'm considering you for a bigger project. Don't waste this chance." "I won't," I promised, though my hands trembled with both fear and determination. That night, I passed Emily's friends at a cafe. Hannah spotted me first. "Well, look who decided to crawl out of the shadows," she said loudly. I forced a calm smile. Even shadows get tired of being ignored. Her smirk faltered, but Emily, sitting beside her, leaned back in her chair. "Wow, you almost look confident. Who knew you had it in you?" "Guess heartbreak builds muscle," I said, keeping my voice even. She scoffed. "Don't flatter yourself. You'll always be the same boring guy to me." I leaned closer, voice steady. "And yet somehow I'm finally glad I bored you." Hannah laughed nervously. Emily's smile faded. I walked away before the trembling inside me showed. At the gym, I pushed harder each day. One evening, while struggling with weights, a voice beside me said, "You're going to tear your shoulders off if you keep that form." I turned. A woman stood there, sweat dripping from her brow, determination in her eyes. "I'll take my chances," I said, breathing hard. She raised an eyebrow. "Or you could let me show you the right way." Something in her tone wasn't mocking, it was firm but kind. "Fine," I said. "Show me." She adjusted my posture, guided my arms. "See? Less strain, more strength." I managed the set, then grinned. "You're good at this." "I've had to be," she said. "Name's Claire." I stopped, suddenly aware of how strange it felt to introduce myself without her attached to me. "I'm just trying to start over." Claire's eyes softened. "Aren't we all?" We started running into each other often. At first it was small talk, then it was more. One evening after a workout, she asked, "So what? Are you running from?" I hesitated. "Someone who said I wasn't enough." She tilted her head. "Do you believe her?" "I used to. Every day. But lately less." Claire nodded. "I know that feeling. Someone once told me I was too broken to be loved. Took me years to stop hearing it. Her words hit me like a mirror. "So what did you do?" "I proved them wrong," she said simply. "Not for them, for me." I swallowed. "I want that too." "Then keep pushing. You'll get there." At work, David noticed the change. "You're sharper in meetings, more decisive." "Guess I stopped waiting for someone else to believe in me," I said. "Good," he replied, "because I believe in you now. Don't waste it." Those words carried me through late nights, through exhaustion, through moments when Emily's laughter still haunted me. One weekend, Claire and I sat outside the gym sipping water. "Do you ever wonder if the scars will ever fade?" I asked. She smiled faintly. "No, but I don't need them to fade. They remind me that I survived." I looked at her, really looked. Strong, steady, honest. Nothing like the cold shadow I had chased for years. "Maybe scars aren't weaknesses, after all," I said quietly. "Maybe they're proof," she answered. We shared a silence that didn't feel like emptiness. For the first time in years, it felt like peace. That night, staring at my reflection, I whispered, "I'm not nothing. Not anymore." For the first time, I almost believed it. "Congratulations," David said, shaking my hand after the meeting. "Your presentation sealed the deal. The client signed immediately." "Thanks," I replied, steady for once. "I never thought I'd be the guy closing deals. You are now. Keep this up, and you'll go far." I smiled, but inside I thought of Emily's words. Never enough. Maybe I finally was. Weeks turned into months. My days filled with work, training, and occasional late-night talks with Claire. I felt lighter, sharper, stronger. But whispers about Emily reached me through mutual circles. "Did you hear?" Michael told me one night over drinks. "Daniel's been spotted with someone else, apparently more than once." I raised an eyebrow. "And Emily?" "She's spiraling. Even Hannah avoids her now. Guess karma doesn't knock, it barges in." I took a slow sip. "She wanted more. She got it." Michael studied me. "You don't sound angry." I was. Now, I just feel nothing. A few weeks later, Sarah invited me to her birthday gathering. I hesitated, but she insisted. "You'll know people there," she said over the phone. "It'll be good for you." I agreed, not expecting much. When I walked in, laughter and chatter filled the room. Sarah greeted me first. "You look different," she said warmly. "Confident. Happier." "I guess I am," I admitted. But then, across the room I saw her. Emily. Her smile faltered when our eyes met. She whispered something to Hannah, who slipped away quickly. Emily started walking toward me. "Don't leave," Sarah whispered at my side. "Face it." "I'm not running," I said quietly. "Wow," Emily said when she reached me. "You look good." "Thanks," I replied evenly. "You too." She laughed nervously. "Not really. Life's been complicated." "I've heard." Her eyes darted away. "So people talk about me?" "People talk about everyone," I said. She bit her lip. "I guess you know about Daniel." "I know enough." "He cheated," she said bitterly. "Over and over. I should have seen it, but I didn't. I thought he was different." I nodded. "That's rough." She searched my face. "That's all you have to say? Rough?" "What do you want me to say?" I asked. "I don't know, something. Anything. You're not even surprised?" I looked her in the eye. "No, I'm not." Sarah drifted closer, sensing the tension. "Everything okay here?" she asked. "Fine," I said quickly. Emily forced a smile. "We're just catching up." Sarah gave me a look, then excused herself. Emily stepped closer. "You've changed. You're colder, stronger. I hardly recognize you." "Maybe I finally recognized myself," I answered. Her eyes softened. "I miss how you used to look at me, like I was the only one." I almost laughed. "You didn't want that look. You said I was suffocating." She flinched. "I didn't mean it." "You meant every word," I said firmly. "And you were right. I wasn't enough for you. But I'm enough for me now." Her voice cracked. "Do you hate me?" I took a breath. "No. Hate takes too much space. I just don't need you anymore." For a moment, she looked like the one broken, not me. Later, as I was leaving, Sarah caught me by the door. "You handled that well," she said. "I didn't feel well," I admitted. "That's because wounds don't close without scars," she said gently. "But you didn't let her reopen them. That's strength." I nodded, stepping out into the cool night. For the first time, the air felt clean. Inside, I still carried pain, but with it came a quiet satisfaction. She had thrown me away, certain. I'd stay broken. Now she was the one standing in ruins, and I was still standing. The first text came late at night. "I'm sorry. Can we talk?" I stared at the screen until it went dark. The second text came the next morning. "Please, I made mistakes. I miss you." By the end of the week, my phone was flooded. Calls, paragraphs, apologies that felt too late. Michael sat across from me at a diner. "You look like you haven't slept. Still reading her messages?" "She won't stop," I muttered. "She's begging me to meet her. And part of me wants to." He leaned forward. Don't even think about it. Some wounds don't deserve reopening." I rubbed my temples. "But she sounds desperate. I can hear it in her voicemails. She's falling apart." "Good," Michael snapped. She deserves it. She broke you. Now she's breaking. Let her. I shook my head. It's not that simple. Yes, it is. You finally stood up. Don't crawl back. That night, pounding echoed at my door. Open up, please. Emily's voice cracked from outside. My chest tightened. Against my better judgment, I unlocked the door. She stood there, makeup smeared, eyes swollen. I had no one else to come to. I stayed silent. Daniel's gone, she whispered. He left me for someone younger. He used me, and then he... Her voice broke. I should have seen it. You warned me, didn't you? I didn't. Need to warn you, I said coldly. You chose him over me. I was wrong. She stepped closer. So wrong. I didn't realize what I had until it was gone. Now it's gone, I said flatly. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Please, I'm begging you. Just give me one more chance. I'll do anything. I clenched my fists. You told me I wasn't enough. Do you know how those words nearly killed me? I didn't mean them, she cried. I was angry. I was stupid. You are enough. Her voice cracked the old scar inside me, but before it could reopen, another voice rose in my mind. Michael's. Some wounds don't deserve reopening. I can't do this, I whispered. She reached for me. Don't say that, please. We were everything. We can be again. No, I said firmly. We can't. Later that night, I told Claire what happened. She came here? Claire asked quietly. Yeah. She begged me. She said she was wrong. She said I was enough. Claire's expression was calm. And how did you feel hearing that? Like I wanted to believe her, I admitted, but also like I wanted to slam the door in her face. Claire nodded. Both make sense. I keep thinking maybe I should forgive her. Maybe that would give me peace. Or maybe it would drag you back into the fire you just escaped. I looked at her. You're not jealous? She shook her head. No. I'm worried. You've worked so hard to find yourself. Again, don't let guilt pull you backward. Her words sank in. She wasn't asking me to choose her. She was asking me to choose myself. The next day, Michael called. She came to your place, didn't she? He asked. Yes. And you let her in? Only for a little. Unbelievable. You're playing with fire. I didn't forgive her. I told her no. Michael let out a long breath. Good. Then keep it that way. Don't you dare let her rewrite history. She didn't trip and fall into betrayal. She chose it. I was quiet. She left you bleeding, he said. Now she wants you to patch her up? That's not love, that's convenience. I whispered. So what do I do now? You already did it. You closed the door. Keep it closed. That evening, another message came through. I'll wait, no matter how long it takes. I didn't reply. Instead, I called Claire. Can we talk? I asked. Always. When we met, she didn't ask for details. She just sat beside me, her hand steady on mine. Finally, I said I almost caved, but I didn't. I chose to walk away. Claire squeezed my hand. That's not weakness, that's strength. I looked at her, my voice raw. Then why does it hurt so much? Because healing always hurts. But hurt is not the same as broken. I let out a shaky laugh. You sound like you've done this before. I have, she admitted softly. And I survived. So will you. I closed my eyes, breathing in her words. For the first time, the storm inside me began to quiet. Why do you always meet me here? Claire asked, sipping her coffee across from me at our usual cafe. Because it's quiet, I said. And when it's quiet, I don't feel like I'm drowning anymore. She smiled faintly. So I'm your lifeboat? More like the sunlight after a storm, I admitted. Her cheeks warmed, but she didn't look away. That's a lot of weight to put on one person. You don't feel heavy, I said. You feel like breathing again. Weeks passed, and the more time I spent with her, the more I felt whole. She asked about my day, listened without judgment, laughed at my stupid jokes, things Emily never bothered with. One night after dinner, she looked at me curiously. Do you ever regret letting her go? I took a deep breath. No. I regret giving her so many chances. But letting her go saved me. The church doors opened, and whispers rippled through the room. I turned my head, expecting a late guest. My chest locked instead. Emily. She stood there in a pale dress, hair wild, mascara streaked like war paint. Claire's hand tightened around mine. Ignore her, she whispered, but Emily walked straight down the aisle. Stop, Sarah hissed from the front row. Not here. Emily didn't stop. She reached the altar, dropped to her knees, and her voice cracked through the stunned silence. Please. Please don't do this, gasps echoed. My stomach twisted. Emily, I said slowly. What are you doing? Tears streamed down her cheeks. I'm begging you, don't marry her. Not when we can still fix us. The room went dead quiet. Every eye burned into me. Claire's grip was steady. You don't have to say anything, she murmured, but Emily reached for my hand. I was wrong. I was blind. I threw away the best thing in my life because I thought I needed more. But it was you. It was always you. Memories stabbed me, her cold voice telling me I was never enough, her laughter with Daniel, her silence in bed while I begged her to love me. Get up, I whispered. She shook her head violently. Not until you forgive me. Emily. She clutched at my sleeve. I made a mistake. Daniel cheated. He lied. He ruined me. I see it now. I should have chosen you. Please, give me one more chance. I'll do anything. I pulled my arm back. Do you hear yourself? You didn't want me until you lost him. That's not love. That's desperation. Her face crumpled. No, it's love, I swear. I didn't know how much you mattered until I watched you walk away. Walk away? My voice rose, echoing in the hall. You didn't watch me walk away. You pushed me out. You told me I was suffocating. You told me I wasn't enough. She sobbed, clutching her chest. I didn't mean it. I was angry. I was stupid. But I love you now. My voice trembled, but I kept it firm. Love doesn't come after years of silence. Love doesn't come after betrayal. Love doesn't beg at the altar of another woman's wedding. Gasps fluttered again, but I didn't care. Claire's hand brushed my arm. You don't need to explain, she whispered. But Emily wailed louder, her voice breaking. Please, don't throw us away. Don't choose her over me. We have history. We had years. I turned to her fully. History isn't the same as a future. She shook her head, clawing at the floor. I can change. I'll be better. Just give me one chance. I looked into her eyes and saw the girl who once laughed with me, then the woman who mocked me, ignored me, and left me bleeding inside. No, I said finally. Your time in my life ended the moment you threw me away. Her sobs echoed like broken glass. I turned to Claire. She met my gaze, calm and strong. She wasn't pulling me, wasn't forcing me. She just waited. I reached for her hand. I choose you. Claire squeezed back, steady as stone. Emily collapsed forward, crying into the aisle. No! Don't do this to me! Please, I'll never survive without you! I swallowed hard, my throat burning. You'll survive! The same way I did. Alone, until you learn who you are without someone to hurt. The priest cleared his throat awkwardly. Perhaps we should... No, I interrupted, still staring at Emily. This ends now. I stepped closer to her crumpled form. You wanted me to suffer, and I did. But I rose. And you... I paused, my voice cold. You're kneeling here, not because you love me, but because you lost. Her sobs turned into hollow gasps. I loved you. I love you now. Too late, I whispered. Then I turned my back on her. The ceremony resumed, though the air was thick with whispers. Claire leaned toward me, her voice low. Are you okay? I don't know, I admitted. But I know this. Standing here with you feels like the first right thing I've done in years. She smiled softly. Then let's do it. As the vows began, I glanced once more at the aisle. Emily was being led out by Sarah and Hannah, still sobbing, still clinging to a past that no longer belonged to her. I faced forward. The words left my lips steady, my heart heavy but clear. When the priest said, "Do you take her?" my voice rang strong. I do. Claire's eyes shimmered, her answer just as firm. The crowd erupted into applause, but in the back of my mind, I still heard Emily's cries fading into the distance. They didn't break me anymore. They reminded me, love isn't silence. Love isn't begging. Love is choosing. And I chose Claire. And me? She asked softly. What am I to you? I reached across the table, my hand closing over hers. You're the reason I stopped looking back. She blinked, and for once she didn't have a reply. Later, Michael called. So rumor is you've been spending a lot of time with this Claire, he teased. Rumor's true, I said. And she's different. She doesn't want to fix me. She just stays. That's the kind of woman you build a future with, he said firmly, not the one who broke you. I hesitated. You think it's too soon? You think I care about soon? If she makes you better, don't waste it. His words stuck with me. The idea began to grow inside me like a seed. At work, David noticed the change. You look lighter, he said after a meeting. Like you're finally carrying something worth holding on to. I think I am, I admitted. Then, don't lose it. Life doesn't hand out many second chances. One evening, Claire and I walked through the park. The sky burned orange with sunset. Do you ever wonder, I asked, if broken people deserve happiness? She looked at me sideways. Of course they do. Why? Because I keep waiting for someone to tell me I don't. She squeezed my hand. Then let me be the one to tell you. You do. I stopped walking. My chest tightened, not with pain, this time, but with certainty. Claire, I said, pulling a small box from my pocket. Her eyes widened. What are you doing? I'm asking if you'll let me build something real with you, not out of spite, not out of fear, but because you see me, and I don't ever want to lose that. She covered her mouth, tears springing to her eyes. Are you serious? I've never been more serious. She laughed through her tears. You don't even know how broken I am. I don't need to, I said. I just need to know you're here, and that's enough. She nodded, her voice shaking. Yes, 1,000 times yes. When I slipped the ring on her finger, something inside me shifted. It wasn't just victory over Emily's memory. It was victory over the man I used to be, the one who begged, the one who waited in silence, the one who thought love meant suffering. Now love felt like warmth, like light, like freedom. That night, Michael called again. She said yes, didn't. She? He guessed. I chuckled. Yeah, she did. Good, you deserve this. Finally. Do you think I rushed it? He laughed. Man, you've been running in circles for years. This isn't rushing. This is finally moving forward. I smiled. I think you're right. Still, deep down, I felt the shadow of Emily. Late that night, another message lit my phone. I heard about you and her. Please don't do this. We can still fix us. I didn't reply. Instead, I turned to Claire, sleeping peacefully beside me, and whispered, I'm done fixing the past. I'm building the future. And for the first time, I believed As the ceremony ended, the hall erupted in applause. Claire squeezed my hand, smiling with tears in her eyes. "Ready?" she whispered. "More than ever," I said. We walked down the aisle together, hand in hand. Behind us, whispers rose, but none of them were about me anymore. Outside, the evening air was cool, grounding. Claire leaned against me. "You were strong in there." "I didn't feel strong," I admitted. "I felt like I was ripping out the last piece of my past." She touched my chest. "Sometimes strength feels like breaking. But you didn't break. You chose." I breathed deeply. "I chose you. I chose me." Michael found us outside, grinning. "Well, that was the most dramatic wedding I've ever seen." I chuckled. "Leave it to her to make everything about herself." "She tried," he said. "But you didn't let her. That's what matters." "Do you think she'll ever stop?" "Chasing the past?" I asked. Michael shook his head. "Probably not, but that's not your problem anymore." "Yeah," I said softly. "It's not." Later, as we stood for photos, Sarah approached quietly. "I'm sorry about what happened," she said. "Emily, she's not the same person she used to be." "She made her choices," I replied. "She did," Sarah agreed. "And tonight everyone saw the truth. No one pities her. They pity the man she threw away. Or at least the man she thought she threw away." I gave a small smile. "She didn't throw me away. She freed me." Sarah nodded, eyes soft. Then, "I hope you never look back." "I won't," I said firmly. When the reception ended, Claire and I slipped out early. As we stepped outside, I saw Emily sitting on the curb, mascara smeared, hands shaking. She looked up. "Please, just one word. Anything." I stopped, but Claire held my hand tight. I looked at Emily. "I already said everything that mattered, in there." "You can't mean it," she begged. "You can't just leave me like this." "You left me first," I said quietly, "and now you're left with what you chose." Her face crumbled. "I can't live without you." "Yes, you can," I said, "the same way I learned to live without you." Her sobs echoed in the night, but I didn't move closer. Claire whispered, "Let's go." I nodded. "Yeah, let's go." We walked away together. I didn't look back. On the drive home, Claire broke the silence. "Do you regret it?" "No," I said. "If anything, I regret staying with her as long as I did." "And now? Now I feel free, like the chains finally snapped." She smiled gently. "Then maybe the past served its purpose." "What purpose?" I asked. "To shape you into the man who can stand here with me now." I stared out the window, thinking. Pain broke me, but it also built me. Betrayal turned into strength, and heartbreak, it gave me freedom. Claire leaned her head against my shoulder. "And now you have me." I smiled. "Now I have us." As the city lights blurred past, I realized something. Karma had done its work. She lost everything she used to control. I gained everything I thought I'd never deserve. I whispered to myself, "I'm not broken anymore." For the first time, I truly believed it.